Hey guys, this is Matt for Creative. Now today it is Sunday, March 15th. It's a day that I was contemplating maybe staying inside or going out, but I got some stuff, some just supplies, just to make sure that I'm ready for today, some extra batteries, just battery packs, just anything that I would need for whatever happens today. But I have something to do at B&H Photo, so I'm walking in that direction. I'm just gonna try to see what people are doing today. So far, it just seems like everybody is normal as usual. B&H Photo, for instance, they are open. They're not closed any earlier. They're normally open on Sundays. So we'll see what happens. Later today, I would like to begin talking to people about their reactions to what's going on here. I heard there's rumors on top of rumors. I hear that some banks may be closing their physical locations, but you can get deposits out of their ATMs. Sorry, I meant maybe stopping tellers from coming in, but still you can withdraw money, you can access your account at ATMs around. That's what I meant. But again, everything is a rumor until it officially happens, and it really depends on how good, how bad things get. But I'm sure you've heard yesterday, the president announced that there is a national emergency, which is this, of course. So, of course, everybody's going to stores, grabbing the essentials. Things that I thought that I could get maybe a few days ago, like toilet paper and paper towels online, have just been sold out altogether. So that's just what it is. Unfortunately, everybody's a little bit distracted today. Let's see what things look like. So I'm going to see how long I stay out here, and nothing seems to be pretty extreme. If you just look into like these basic marts, they still have everything. The thing is, these smaller stores, like the smaller store that I work at, smaller pharmacies that I work at, they still have their items because not a lot of people are going there first. I believe they assume two things: that first, the smaller stores would be out, and then second, and unfortunately in some cases that's the right thing, but that the smaller stores begin to price gouge. And that is what I've seen at these like 99-cent and up stores. I was just looking just to check what's going on. Maybe they have hand sanitizer and they're going for $10 for a bottle that's probably normally like $4. It's ridiculous. Also, people are making their own hand sanitizer and trying to sell it. You know, it's suspect. And of course, we're trying at the store to get hand sanitizer, other disinfecting products through our distributors, our people that we know best. But now we're being approached by people who we don't know. We have to vet them, because if they are creating something that may be hazardous to people, or maybe doesn't have an ingredients list or anything like that, it's just something that can't be sold. So this is the time when people will try to make money off of this pandemic. If you've seen anything, of course, let me know. So I just got what I needed at B&H Photo, but what they're doing smartly is they're staying open. Like, they're open for you know, the foreseeable future, but what they're doing is removing the seating here. I don't know if you can see inside. Usually there's places that you can just sit down and just relax, maybe charge your phone, but right now they're removing all that just because, like, why have these places where you can gather all together? And that's kind of key. That's basically all shopping. So one place I'm going to go to here is I'm going to check out Herald Square down here and Macy's. Macy's is one of the biggest shopping destinations in America. This is something that usually on a Sunday, a beautiful day like today, I'm not even wearing a jacket. I'm just wearing a hoodie and some pants and maybe a long sleeve shirt underneath this. But usually there are going to be a lot of people there. So if there's not, then of course that's a large place with a great amount of people. Let's see what happens. So one quick aside as I'm walking to Macy's, one thing I decided to get, which may be useful to a lot of people if they're here in the city, or if you drive places, you don't need anything like this. You have your car, you're all set. But for me, I hate carry around bags. Bags like those, anything like that where you have to, when one side carries all the weight, the other side has nothing, it makes me feel weird walking. For me, backpacks would be the next best thing, but the warmer it gets, you can sweat through that. Unless it's a perfectly mesh and breathable bag, that's something that's just gonna be like, it's gonna be like a mess. So I stay away from backpacks. But what I found here is a hip pack, and it's something that's been readily available for a long time now. But this one, I mean, I guess any of them may just be simple enough to hold what you need for a daily trip. Alright, so this is what I have here. This is a hip pack from Nike. I believe this one just goes for $25, and for Nike, that's a pretty good deal. And I was taking a look at Amazon, I was taking a look at a lot of places that would have, what you consider it, a fanny pack, a hip pack. I think that's the only two words for it. But you have to make sure that this thing has a long enough strap where you can wear it many different ways. And how I have it here is as a crossbody front bag, but what I can do is I can literally just move this over and it becomes like almost a backpack. And one of my key tests when I get a bag is, can I run with this bag on? Now normally if I didn't have this water bottle here, I could be running. I could just if I need to, I could move quickly, because this thing is secure enough to my back and my body with this single strap that I don't feel like it's like bouncing around too much and hindering me, and that's even when I fill up this entire pack. So happy with that. And again, you can always wear this at your hip because it is a hip pack, and that's just how you originally wore it in the 90s. So when the 90s came back, this came back, but they came back with much longer straps just to make it more functional for more people. So happy that I found this. And what do I keep inside here? I keep a ton of stuff. First thing, key thing, is gonna be hand sanitizer. I hooked that on the end of this, and it is just perfectly fine. That's New York. But that's just what I do. Also in here, battery pack. I have a battery pack that has a wall socket inside so that I can keep charged. If I'm away from the house for a long period of time, I can keep my phones charged, either with the power bank here, or if that dies, I can find a place I can plug that in and then charge the phone, or whatever I have. Now, one thing that I have here is I have an extra camera with me. I have the M100 Canon camera with me. I keep that in my bag as a backup, just in case something happens to this main one here. Because this one's pretty hefty. My arm is getting tired all the time, just because it's a gigantic lens and a bigger camera body, even though it isn't mirrorless. By the way, this one's an M5 with a Sigma 16mm. But if you don't care about cameras, all that, oh, that's it for me. If you don't care about cameras and all that, what it is, you can just keep everything close to you. I used to keep everything in my pocket, but this just allows me more flexibility. If you carry a purse, if you carry a backpack, if you carry anything, it is just perfectly fine. But this one suits my body, it fits to me, and I'm perfectly happy with it. Alright, so off that little tangent, you can get fanny packs, you can get hip packs anywhere. What we have here is we have Macy's. And we'll see how long they allow us to film inside, but this place should be packed. This place should have a lot of people pushing, getting ready for the light to stop and change and all that. But what you can see here is you have people who are traveling, who have committed to the trip. There's no travel ban here yet, so that's just, it's people just trying to do it. Now, whether it's good news or not, I've seen round-trip flights to Miami within this month and next month for $37. People are really interested on getting those cheap tickets and just moving around. But this is one of the worst times to actually do it. So let's see what Macy's looks like. So this is a little bit empty here. Hey. So there are people here, but there's not a huge amount of people on a Sunday. Things have changed greatly. So there's no need to record too much in here. It's just showing you maybe there's about 1/3 the amount of people here. So those people over there, they're playing Pokemon Go. I feel like normally, if there wasn't a situation like this, it's warm enough where I'd be walking around outside, playing the game. If you didn't know, it's a game that it's like a virtual reality game that you can just play, augmented reality game that you can play on your phone and walk around. And the whole thing is about movement, but it's all about getting in crowds and kind of like, yeah, it's not the best thing to do right now. And especially if you don't have work to do, the best thing to do is to stay inside. But I'm walking around here trying to show you what the city is. That may not be a good enough excuse. After today, maybe it's time to stay home. So let's see what is going on with separate stores. We saw Macy's a little bit quiet. Oh wow. So if you see here, Urban Outfitters are going to be closed until further notice. So this is the first key store that I've seen that has just been closed. Macy's is still open. They're a gigantic store, but of course there's a lot of people traveling, so they're going to do that. But this area, this is an iconic area. This is Herald Square, the first place that I've seen here that has just been closed. And of course they're still selling online. Oh, but wait, that actually does remind me, for Apple, all physical Apple stores outside of China have been closed for the time being. I think, was it 30 days or so, or they're just closed now. So that's pretty shocking. You can still buy things online, but them being closed now is just, it's just what it is. Let's see how Shake Shack is. Usually there's tons of people waiting inside and outside. It seems like every single chair and table is filled. That's a normal day for Shake Shack. Shake Shack always has people around. They're always looking for stuff like that. So let's see, anything different around here? We're actually walking in the direction of Times Square. So we're about to see how many or little people there are around. And we can gauge, again, how things are going in this area. And one thing that I just saw, there's a lady back there, Asian woman who does portraits, sketching portraits. And they're always looking for people to sketch. But that just reminds me about how much racism I've seen around here. Just people giving bad looks at the very minimum and just treating people in the wrong way. This is of course not the time to do any of this. If people have it in general, it doesn't matter where it came from, it doesn't matter how it came here. It just matters that, just keep contact to a minimum. Wash your hands, just do a lot of basic things. And if you're spreading hate, then I'm pretty sure this city here will deal with that properly, as I've seen. Alright, so here we are. This is Times Square. Already, even just looking across the street, there's a lot less people than there normally would be. And again, it's just no longer a shock to see this. But yeah, there's just a lot less people. Normally on a day like today, there should be, a lot of people just venturing outside just like I am. But as maybe not smart as this is for myself, other than recording this, everybody, let's say here it's been reduced by, maybe it's 1/4 about what it usually is. Maybe it's more. Macy's is about 1/3. And I think is this Google Maps? This is one of the map services, so they'll probably see me. Let's see which one this is. It's unmarked, so Cycle Media. Interesting. I ride a bike, so maybe it's about bikes. Alright, so let's see here. H&M seems to have some signs on the outside, so remember that Urban Outfitters around Herald Square had closed. But let's see, okay, they're definitely open, but let's see, they maybe have some reduced hours. So the opening hours have been adjusted. Let's see, that's 11 a.m., 8 p.m. We apologize for any delay. So places like this are still open. Of course, these are huge tourist attractions. But, okay, again, that makes the closing of Urban Outfitters a little bit more, you know, is that forward thinking or is that panic? Who knows? Now, Walgreens, for sure, that's going to be a place that's open. So let's see how this goes here. I mean, life is still happening. Fights are still happening. The thing is that I've heard that there may be a rise in domestic abuse because people will be staying home more, they'll be around their significant others more, tensions will rise just being around other people, and that's kind of worrisome. So what do we have here? We have nuts. Let's see, any price changes? I feel like these are the same as they normally are. I'm trying to see, maybe they lower the price to get more customers in, but honestly, if there is a place that I would not, personally myself, people can do whatever they need to do, but if there's a place that I would not eat at, would be anything like this, like any of the carts back there, just for maybe the idea of safety and being sanitary. If you go and get a $1 hot dog or $3 hot dog, it's going to be, you know, you know what you're paying for. You know exactly what you're getting here. All right, so let's turn this back around, see how things are. So first off, there's construction over there, so it's a little bit quiet. But normally, what's the temperature today? About like 50 degrees. Should be tons and tons of people here. Let's see. The shacks, the areas in the sun are pretty empty. Yeah, this is still one of my favorite places though. I know a lot of people don't like huge groups and crowds around everything, but hey, I'm perfectly fine with it. It's always been something that interests me. So let's see. So this is the Gap store. Sale, take an extra 50% off markdowns. That doesn't seem to be anything tied into, what do you call it? The virus, but that's just kind of what it is here. Old Navy, anything different with their hours? I don't believe so. So far, the only store that I've seen with any kind of sign about being short or shortening their hours has been that store there. And H&M, they sell clothes. They're not selling essentials, they're not a grocery store, they're not a Walgreens, they're not a pharmacy or anything like that. So that's pretty understandable. The thing is, where this is going to start hurting is people who have not saved, who are living paycheck to paycheck. That's going to be tough. So let's see here. Yeah, even on the stairs, it's pretty quiet out there. Kind of wish that I had a mask with a filter, but I didn't get the chance. So let's see. Again, you see a lot of luggage. You see a lot of people who just, they paid for this trip, so they're going to get their money's worth. I think today, honestly, I don't know if I intentionally did this, but I kind of dressed up. I have my Lakers hat on. I have my backpack. I kind of don't look like I live here. So it kind of like mesh in with the other travelers and tourists around. Unintentionally, intentionally, who knows? So honestly, just been walking around here. Again, a little bit quiet, but I've been trying to talk to some people and nobody's really been receptive to talking about anything. Everybody's just trying to just go about their business if they're here on being a tourist or traveling. That's just what they're trying to do. There's nothing really special going on other than the people who are here, they just want to enjoy themselves. And the people who are home, they want to be separate. And Of course, they're probably doing the same thing that I'm doing here, making videos, talking to their friends, just doing things like this. And of course, it's not just me reporting on the news. Other people too. Let's see who they're shooting for. Looks very zen right now. Can't quite see what's on his microphone, but I'm assuming he's just waiting on the next break. The thing is, you know what? This is something I thought that I would see more at Herald Square than here. I thought there'd be more like live news reports, you know, straight from the city that's almost under lockdown. But no. I've seen people like myself doing like the vlogging thing with small commercial rigs, I can't even think of words right now. But I just don't know. For whatever reason, there's not as many as these from traditional outlets as I would have thought. So I actually backtracked. I went up to Bryant Park, or sorry, not Bryant Park, but Central Park. Not much going on there, not much different than what you've seen from like Times Square. But one thing that I wanted to check out here in person, and as long as they'll allow me to on video, is Target. Target's a place that's most likely going to be ransacked. What are they doing over there? So this is definitely a place that I want to check out to see what do they have here. So let's see how long we can record with this gigantic camera. Okay. So there's somebody with a bunch of bags. Seems like they still have toilet paper. I would be worried. I mean, I am checking online to see what they have in stock. Everything is out, but at least for that, for whatever reason, I got a gigantic order of toilet paper and paper towels a couple weeks ago, so that should hold us over for a month. But let's see what they have, what's missing. I feel like getting maybe a little pizza or something, so let's see what they got here. So if you don't know the layout of this store, upstairs they have the registers and some clothing. Downstairs is where they have pretty much everything. So let's see what food stuff they have. Now just looking across there, it seems pretty stocked. Let's check it out. Everybody's grabbing. Oh, there's something new. Okay, so this is the first thing. Cleaning supplies, they're going low. And that's just what's happening all around here. Hand soap. Don't forget, you don't need antibacterial hand soap. It's just the hand soap in general that can cut through stuff. Baby stuff. If I had a baby, that would be something that I definitely needed here. All right, so what they have here is baby wipes, water. Water is still in stock. And surprisingly, this stuff is still in stock. Sorry, I just changed the wide angle lens because it makes more sense. But yeah, Charmin's here. Let's see, due to high demand and to support all guests, we will be limiting quantities of toilet paper to 1 per guest. So that means 1 of these per guest. That's smart. Otherwise, some one person would take everything, I guarantee you that. And if I'm not incorrect, then it's going to be the same thing with Bounty. No, it's not, maybe? Yeah, I mean, the single large packages are gone, but they have doubles. I think, honestly, I would probably just get some extra toilet paper. They seem to have enough where people can get them in general, and that's fine. Laundry. Do have a laundromat across the street, so I'm not gonna have to worry about that. But, yeah, let's just see what they have here. Tissues. Tissues are actually gonna be one of the things. Like, if you can't find a mask, tissues are going to help out a ton. So pocket tissues may have been the best. You may even want to just put some of these in a Ziploc bag, because if you cough or sneeze into one of these, you can easily just get rid of it and then not have to worry about carrying something like that. Maybe have a separate bag to keep that too. And of course here, water, let's see. Limiting quantities of 3 cases per guest, which also makes sense, or else this would be long gone. I do have water at home. That's something that I did prepare and I did get. It's going to be heavy, so I'm not really going to go out of my way to get some of this. But, I mean, in this case, I hope it's not considered hoarding, because I'm trying to do my best not to panic buy, but I am going to get 1 thing of toilet paper, just to be safe, just to add on to what I have, because who knows how long we'll need it for. Again, trying to think forward, but trying not to be feeding into the pandemic. So yeah, this is one of the key things. Pasta. People don't like potato gnocchi. Gnocchi's good. What's wrong with people? I guess they don't know what gnocchi is. Maybe they're scared of it. But I do have my pasta sauce. This is not pasta sauce here. This is chunky salsa, so just make sure you don't get that. But they have some little things here. You can still feed yourself. Get canned stuff. That's going to help out a ton. And for me, I like my microwavable rice. It's expensive, but it's something that's really quick, especially when you don't have a lot of time to actually prepare. This could be good too, but another heavy thing to carry. Don't feel like doing that personally. But let's just, oh wow, okay, maybe my rice is gone. Yep, I'm not getting my little bags of rice today. That's a smart thing to do. That's chock full of preservatives. It will last you. But they do have cans here, so they still have stuff. Like, this is probably the best stuff to get, because you can just heat it up quickly in a microwave. Most people have a microwave, or you can use a stovetop. This is probably the stuff to get. So this is one of the key things here. I totally forgot to check. Cold care. Let's see exactly what's going on with cold care and what they have left. A lot of travel stuff. They must have just ordered all this stuff, because last time it was bare. Cold care, let's see. Oh, this is not it. So this is what you're looking for here. These are vitamins. Any kind of immunity boosters would help. I don't see many immunity boosters though. Down there, I do see Advil and Tylenol. So these are key things. They must have just received these back in, because last time they were out. This is something definitely to stock up on. And I don't see any limitations with that either. But let's see here. This is like the traditional kind of cold care. Mucinex is something that you can definitely use to cut things down. Just remember that Dayquil Severe is basically Dayquil plus Mucinex. It is not just regular Dayquil. So if you have a dry cough, that's going to just dry you out altogether. But they do have stuff, and they seem to be getting more, because last time I was here, they were out of a different number of items. Wow, and shockingly enough, people have been looking for things with zinc in them. They have a lot of Zicam. Zicam is one of the key things that you should get. Usually that is completely out. Definitely go for that. Just looking here, the lines are not terrible here right now. So far, so good. So for me, I got pretty much everything that I needed, and everything fits in the gigantic bag that I brought. The one thing that they didn't have here in stock was bread. They do have things for like burgers and stuff, but I know one place that has it, Whole Foods. They had a ton of it last night, so, well, I was gonna say, unless the world is ending, I'm assuming they have it. So maybe they have it. So that's the next place we're gonna check out. By the way, plastic bag ban. This is not a plastic bag. This is one that looks like those old style, I guess you can call them old style, thank you for shopping here bags, which I thought was cool. And hopefully this can hold everything. It says up to 50 pounds, and that just works out. All right, next stop, Bryant Park's Whole Foods. Everything's fine. Everything is $5. I mean, still, with everything going on, New York City is just the place that I always want to be around. The one thing that I wish I could do more, which I know I can't do, is bike around the city. Because I live in New Jersey, I would have to take it onto a bus, then have to find a bus to get it back on there. It's not really worth doing. It's a hassle, honestly. So now I walk. And I think I told you earlier I don't like bags. Now I have a gigantic bag in one hand and nothing in the other hand, so it's a little bit of a pain. But after this, going home. After Bryant Park's Whole Foods, going home. So this is the next stop. That's Bryant Park. There are a number of people inside. And the place we're going to here is going to be Whole Foods. So I guess this could be a mini review on how the Baggu bag is doing with everything inside. It's doing okay, hasn't torn yet. What do I have inside here? Pop-Tarts. No, I got more than Pop-Tarts. Tissues. What did I... Oh, cheat. All right, it sounds bad, but I got snacks. I got a lot of snacks because what I did earlier is I bought cans of things online, and I realized I don't have anything to snack on because I'm trying to be realistic. If I'm going to be inside for an extended period of time, I'm going to eat snacks. Or I may go crazy. One of those two things. I'm not really sure. So let's see. It may be only 50 degrees, but all the walking that I'm doing, since all of the non-walking that I have not been doing in the winter, I think I'm sweating a little bit. But I do have one of the Uniqlo Ultra Heat Tech stuff inside. All right, so let's keep on going and let's see what we have inside. Literally just need bread. I got the peanut butter, the jelly, meats, and then at home have cheeses, but outside of that, it's gonna be just bread. So let's see what they got. Uh-oh. Okay. So let this be known, guys. This is what a poor decision looks like. I should have gotten something yesterday. So this was pretty much stacked yesterday with bread and sliced bread and everything. Oh, and literally there's one more. I'm gonna take that one. What's wrong with you? This seems to be fine. I don't know why nobody picked this one up. It's not like it has a disease inside it. Oh, people are just lazy. There is bread back there. Wow. Okay, so just letting you know, got 2 of these here. But that was strange. Everything was sold out completely, except all the way in the very back. There was 1 fancy bread and then 2 of these classic loaves. All I need is a classic loaf. But just search. Check under things. People will try and hide stuff. They'll try and think that they're smarter than everybody else, but just look in the back. There's bound to be something back there, hopefully. All right, guys, so I think that does it for today. Shopped, walked around, saw how the city is with what's going on, found out that most things are out of stock, and then also found that people are doing some kind of weird stuff because of the epidemic, or the pandemic. But I got what I needed. I got my bread, I got my food, I got what I wanted to shoot today, which was just people living their lives. And again, this is like the heart of New York City. This is what it is to be like here. If you guys have any questions about literally anything that I've done here today, let me know in the comment section below about this. I'll be making more videos about living here, working here, my recommendations as I work in a pharmacy, and literally anything. So post any questions in the comment section below. You can reach me on Instagram at m8b9, and you can email me at matt8b9@gmail.com. I don't know if you can hear any of this because it's really windy. But thank you guys for watching. I'm going home. I'm just gonna relax now because now I'm getting cold. So see you guys. Bye.